I don't know if you can really move abroad or really make any significant shift, change, adjustment in life without letting go. And letting go was one of the major things that we had to do so that we can create spaciousness for this new life. And so in today's video, I really want to talk about our process, like for real, of what it looked like for us to let go. And notice I said process. I'm going to get to why I'm using that word very intentionally in a second. And hopefully bridge the gap too for wherever you are in life, whether you want to move abroad or not, whether you're traveling abroad for a longer term or not, whatever it is for you, what that looks like for you, whatever your shifts and changes are, what letting go, what that process might look like for you too. So I would say for us, the letting go began with intention. So we wrote down why we wanted to move abroad. And for those of you who watched my first video of like, I think it was, I try to link it. I won't feel bad about our decision to leave. I talked about how we wrote down our why concretely, put it down on paper. And one of the things that was on our list was less, less stuff, less accumulation. We wanted to let go of things. We wanted to live simpler. We wanted to do things more simply. And that required letting go of stuff. And we did. Now, I don't know if I said this in another video, so I'm just going to put this out as a disclaimer. Yes, we do have a storage unit in the States. I'll talk about it. Okay. I'm not out here perpetrating a fraud. We still did have to let go, but letting go is a process. And so it started with our intention of writing down that it's something that we wanted to do. It's the way that we wanted to live, right? When you have a house and you have two cars and you have, a basement to that house and you have kids, you accumulate a lot of stuff, right? And then there's the stuff that's in your cabinets, in your drawers, in your closets that you might not even see. My bad if the camera is starting to shake. The wind just picked up, so bear with me for a second. But ultimately, hold on. Okay, I had to do my best to make sure we didn't just go tumbling in the wind. Okay, so you accumulate a lot of stuff. You have things in closets and cabinets and drawers. And when we cleared out what we thought was everything and we started opening closets and cabinets and drawers, I was like, what is all of this stuff? What is this? Okay, because if you go right now in your kitchen cabinets, in the back, on the top cabinets, if look in drawers and in the back of those drawers and you check out your junk drawer and things like that, you got stuff. And I'm no this isn't even, again, I was there, right? So I'm not even coming from a place of like, look at all the stuff you have. I was looking at all the stuff I have. I was like, burn it, burn it. I was like, I couldn't. It was so much when I thought we had cleared out a lot, but there's so much that's hidden because you accumulate things over time and you have a space and you want to put things in those spaces. And I was just like, it felt really good to clear all of that stuff out. So once we had at least made the intention of this is what we're going to do, then it was really about clearing out. Why do I feel like I'm in a tundra all of a sudden? Whew, we're going to get through this. It was about clearing out. And so we did that. And we do have, y'all, we do have a storage unit. And mostly what's in that storage unit, the majority of it are tools and toolboxes from my husband's business that he had so much, some of it just didn't sell. And we were ready to go. And so we had to put it in storage. The rest are some family heirlooms and books, which I am working on getting rid of. I might have to hold this, y'all, because I don't want you to get dizzy. Hold, please. So I have a bunch of books that I had trouble letting go of. I'm thinking now that I may let go of some unless it's a book that I can't get anymore or it's signed by the author or something to that nature because I'm like, "Ooh, that's my process of letting go." And his process, my husband was the tools in letting go of that. The rest, like I said, are family heirlooms and some documents, our camping equipment. Because when we go back to the States, it might be when we're camping and we tend to camp a lot with community. But yeah, so that's what's in there. But we do have a storage unit. Besides that storage unit, we let go of all the stuff that, we just got to have that made life easier, that made things more convenient for us. We sold it, we donated it. And some things were just like, this is trash. And you throw it away. Ideally, I want us to get to a place where we can get rid of our storage unit. And maybe there's a few family heirlooms and a few things that a loving family member will let us store in their house with their stuff. Um, but right now, this is where we are in the process. But it started with that intention. It started with the why. It started with we wanted to live a lifestyle where we weren't having to accumulate much, where we had less stuff, where we had fewer things, and then we cleared out as much as we could, and the rest went into a storage unit. But knowing that's how we wanted to live our lives, it helped us because when we left the States, we left with how many suitcases did we have? I want to say we had three like larger check bags. Then we had four like wheelie carry-ons and four book bags. And our life and the main things that we needed to live life were in those suitcases and book bags with the four of us. And we left. And there was something very comforting and very freeing that this is like we can just go around with just this and live. And any, things that we needed to get there at a place, we could get it. That was pretty powerful for all of us. Well, maybe not for Zen, maybe a little bit for Sovereign. But so when I say all of us, my husband and I, that was pretty powerful for us. So that's what we left with in terms of the stuff. We set the intention, but the process of letting go, of deciding even now, how do you not get back to that place of accumulating things and things that make things easier, convenient? How do you not accumulate when you have kids? How do you remain in a space where you can pick up your stuff and go and get up out and move to another place? Because that if that's the lifestyle that we want to deal with, then that is what we have to think about. Not just the process of setting the intention and letting go of the stuff, but also being able to say, okay, now how do we not do this again? Okay, we're not getting another junk drawer up in here. We're not stuffing this drawer with stuff. And we have gotten a few things for our condo, right? We've gotten some really good, like Austin is the master of the kitchen. He's gotten some really good pots and pans and things like that. But ultimately, if we had to move or go somewhere, we can still get up and pack in our suitcases and go. And we keep in mind our intention. That's why the intention's first, right? That's why we're like, boop, intention. Then give ourselves grace for the process of actually letting go of things. Cause I was like, oh, it's no biggie to let go. And it isn't a biggie. But the truth is, if I'm honest with myself, there's still things that I'm holding on to. But what I did let go of, and what I did find in that process of letting go, is that by letting go, I was allowing myself to grab onto this experience. I was allowing myself to grab onto something that we wanted so that we didn't have a dream deferred anymore. We had a dream realized. If we were still holding on to a house, to our two cars, which we sold, to all of the things that made our lives convenient and fun in that house, we would not have had spaciousness enough to grab hold of what we have now, which is so amazing and precious and beautiful that all the letting go was worth it. And whatever process we have to go through, continue to go through to let go is also worth it. So when we talk about, I think we have a tendency to think we need things that we don't need. I think that's a really important question for us to ask a few times a year. Like, this whole spring cleaning thing, start with the intention and give yourself grace for the process. Decide how you want to live. I think that's the intention was like, how do we want to live? And that really helped us stay the course in a lot of ways in terms of, okay, yeah, you got to let this go. There were conversations before we left. There were debates where things stayed and we went back and forth and then eventually let it go. Or we went back and forth and eventually kept it. Like, I know people that kept a car in the States. I know people that maybe have bigger storage units than we do and maybe have no storage unit now or maybe downsized. It is a process. It's only been just shy of 60 days for us. So we have to give ourselves grace for where we are. But so far, the letting go feels good. And for me, I hold fast to that. I think for the family, like, let's decide, do we really need this? Is this going to make our lives easier? Can we do it another way without accumulating this particular thing? Is this something we're comfortable leaving behind or donating? Or is this something that we're investing in because it's going to come with us? Right? Is this something that's even is feasible to come with us? Right? We have to ask ourselves these questions. But I would say one of the biggest things is we're talking about stuff and things that was challenging to let go of for me, I'll speak for me, was community. Notice I didn't say friends and I didn't say people because I'm not letting go of people. If you are my friend, I'm staying in touch with you. Our connection is beyond proximity, right? The relationship and the connection goes beyond if we're in the same location. We have a connection, we have a relationship. So the people I'm going to have and nurture. However, the community, I don't have that. I was in a book club. I was in like a mom's group where we went camping all the time. I was in my daughter's forest school community, which is so dear to me. And it's not like I'm not in those communities, that I'm not seeing what they post, that I'm not staying in touch and staying up on things. But come on, I'm not in it. I'm not there. I'm not going to do the things. There's something about kikiing in person, that seeing someone's face. I'm such a video chat girl now when I call my friends because I'm like, yo, I want to see your face. I don't get to see your face. That part, letting go of missing out on that physical physical community, right? Not virtual, not digital, but face to face, touch your arm, laugh and push your shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Kind of community, kind of moments. That was the hardest thing to let. I still struggle with having let go of that. And if you notice, I did a video a while back around I didn't think that um this would feel like home so soon or something of that nature, because I've found people here that I gel with, that I vibe with, and it opened me up to the possibility of building community where I am, in person community where I am. It opened me up to that possibility happening quicker than for some reason I had the expectation that it would happen. I didn't know I had the expectation that it was going to be a while. I was going to have to, see what happened for months and months and months. And here I am feeling like I've got people that I vibe with. I'm going to host an iftar and I have people that I will invite, that I want to share company with, that I want to share space with. Again, it goes back to me, right? I deal in these principles, and I'm also a visual person. So you see me doing this fist because I'm like, I had to let go of how much I was mourning the physical community that I had in the States in order to grab hold of new community here. I didn't want to wallow in that and then shirk my opportunity to build and be in community here. And it felt a little uncomfortable for me being in space as like the newbie again in my 40s, being the new kid on the block, the new kid in school type of feeling, not wanting to come off too strong, not wanting to join, just like insert myself in someone else's thing. And yet I have felt so embraced And it has happened so organically, not just for me, but also for my husband, who's on like, I just need my family and I'm good, has opened up to what friendship and community can look like for him here. And when I tell you I love to see that, I love to see that for him. And it all started with that intention. It all started in how you want to live your life. And yes, letting go of things and the process of that and having grace in that, and also having to let go of the fact that I'm not going to be going to the things that I would normally go to right now. My routine, my flow with the people that I know that are also growing in that routine and doing new things that I'm not going to be involved in. Dang, like it felt like it sucked. And yet and still, I'm now like, okay, but what about all the new things that I'm going to get to experience here? This is why you did this. This is why it's worth it. That part is challenging. That part is hard for me. And yet I am choosing to think about it as an expansion. I'm choosing to think about it as abundance because for a very important season in my life, I was physically in those spaces. And I have made connections in those spaces that I carry with me, and I do not believe they're going to go anywhere. And as long as I keep the line of communication and that line open in those communities, they're there. It just looks different. And now I'm here or there or wherever we going to be. And I can embrace more. So abundance, expansion, and that's how I'm choosing to look at it. That takes some time. It took some time to get there, and it's taking some time to embody fully. We'll see what that looks like. I'm open to that, right? And wherever you are in making any shifts, maybe you're in a situation where you're making a big major shift, deciding on if you're going to move, maybe not abroad, maybe to a new state, maybe to a new city, maybe from an apartment to a house, or a house to a bigger house, or a big house and you down south into a smaller house, or you're deciding to go back to school, or you're deciding to pick up a part-time job, or deciding to pursue an entrepreneurial passion. What do you have to let go of to be able to grab hold of that thing that you want? That is, to me, such a guiding question, such an anchoring question. Asking myself that question and writing it down has made all the difference. So yeah, before the winds just lift us all up out of here like the Wizard of Oz, that's what I have. Let me know in the comments what resonated with you, if anything, what it is that you feel like you need to let go of. Maybe one word. It doesn't have to be because you let go of it already, but something you know in your head, oh, I'm going to have to let go of this in order to really grab hold of this. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It definitely helps get the message out to the people who need to hear it. And if this kind of dialogue around relationship, having feel good relationship with self, feel good relationship with your partner and others, growth, personal growth, development, if all of that is your vibe and your jam, please subscribe. I would love to continue the conversation and continue the journey with you. Thank you ever so much for being here, for staying here this long. Hey, I'm Imani Aisha. I'm here every single day, at least for 100 days. We'll see what happens after that. Today's day 27, and I've been doing this daily posting on YouTube, and it has taught me a lot. I just did a video yesterday about that. So, yeah, lots to check out. I hope that you will continue this journey with me, and I will see you tomorrow.